Good evening, everybody. Once again, AOZ Association of Zoologists is there with you to present another talk of our online 3 days knowledge retreat on account of AOZ Foundation celebration. Today, we have come up with our last third day. Topic is introduction on NEP 2020, and I am very glad and obliged at the same time, very excited that I got an opportunity to introduce you all to our today's guest on this floor. Our guest is a very eminent, experienced person who will tell you a lot about NEP in the most simplest way, which can be understood better. So, all the viewers are requested, if you have any queries, comments, questions related to NEP, please put them in your checkbox and I shall present them to our guest today and he should be able to answer your all queries at a time. So let me bring our guest on the floor. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So, a very warm welcome on behalf of Zoology Fraternity and AOZ, members who are all watching you presently from YouTube Live. Before Sir would start his address today, let me introduce formally who he is exactly, and you will be really able to appreciate once I describe his profile. Actually, he has such a vast profile. It's really difficult to put them in words, but I'll try to simplify and comprehend whatever it is possible for me. So, Professor Dr. Pradeep Shrivastava formerly was professor and head in environmental science and limnology, Baraktullah University, Bhopal, India. He was also dean of life science and member executive council, chairman of the board of studies during his tenure. Now, Sir is presently the member academic of MP Private University Regulatory Commission, and he is also engaged as a consultant at number of places, as he had been heading and working a lot in environment science and limnology. Sir is an expert member at Madhya Pradesh State Wetlands Authority. He is also intermittent consultant for environment and biodiversity in one of the projects, that is Greenfield 6-lane extra dosed cable bridge over River Ganga, connecting National Highway 30 and National Highway 103. And this is under the company Ecom Asia Company Limited. He is also taking care of preparing zonal master plan for eco-sensitive zones listed in cluster 6 of MP. This is his consultation project under Ernst and Young Private Limited. Sir is also engaged with number of international MOOC courses and training programs. I'll give you a glimpse of little of them. So, training programs concerning urban water innovation and environmental sustainability, introduction to environmental law and policy, climate change, introduction to project management, anthropology of current world issues, world resource management and policies, good water governance to enhance future security. These are all different kinds of MOOC courses and training programs he is engaged into with different universities like University of British Columbia, University of North Carolina, University of Melbourne, Adelaide, Queensland, University of Geneva, and number of others to name the list. Now, being a professor, he definitely is a part of so many research projects and PhD students and many more things on his label. Very happy to inform everybody that he is the one who is again a zoologist by his education and profession. He comes from the Vikram University, which had a leading department related to zoology during those days. So we are very glad to have you, sir, on our platform, and very happy that you took so much of the time to spend. We just had a talk before we started this show today, that he had long meetings today, each covering of 2 hours. So despite such long no brainstorming meetings, sir is here with us to share his experience, interpretation, and guide us on how we should carry forward the things which are mentioned in NEP 2020. And even students are encouraged, if you have questions related to how your progress is attached or is going to take place because of this change in educational system, you're most welcome to inquire about in the chat box today. So with that, I wouldn't take much time of sir, and let's begin and listen to a very modest, humble human being who has a long list of achievements, but he's really kind enough to no say, whenever we talk and rehearse the mics and cameras, sir keeps on saying, jo aata hai main bataunga. So you can imagine the kind of profile he has, and he puts himself so down to earth, presenting you everybody, Dr. Pradeep Shrivastava. Sir, please,
So, good
the floor
evening.
is open for
Yeah,
you.
right. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. So, I'm Pradeep Shrivastava. Nehal has already introduced me, although she has spoken slightly more than what really I have. But then I'm basically a teacher. I've been for 40 years teacher. I'm teaching different aspects of environmental science and limnology. And as far as Gujarat is concerned, I was working with ISRO for one of the lakes close to Ahmedabad for 3 years, and on other projects also. I'm basically work on water resources, but here the task assigned to me by the organizer is not on the ecology environment, but that is something related to the new education policy which the government of India has introduced in 2020, the latter half of the 2020. And this the document runs into 60 70 pages. And since presently I'm in an organization where I'm supposed to know about what the policy is and how to implement it in the state, and that's why I keep reading things about it, and in how it is being implemented, how this policy is coming into action gradually in the state. And that experience I will share with you, apart from whatever I have read in the literature that is available on this new education policy. But it's an excellent policy. I never read about the policy was the earlier in '86, and uh, Dr. Kothari's policy or Radhakrishnan. Yeah, but then this policy I have read, given by the government of India, of course, definitely with Dr. Kasturi Rangan as head of it, and the apex leadership of our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, that he was instrumental behind it, because I know about there's something about it. I do not know much about politics, but there are some facts I know about it because so this basically this policy came in 2020, and fortunately the state of Madhya Pradesh state was the perhaps the first state to implement this policy under the leadership of our education minister, Dr. Mohan Yadav, who is now our chief minister. And because he took a lot of patience and a lot of stress and a lot of efforts, rather not stress, a lot of efforts he has put in implementing it in 2020 when it became the first state. And we did whatever capacity we had to do it, to implement it in the private universities also. We cover approximately 55 private universities we regulate in the state. So the basic aim of this policy is to produce students who are basically well-rounded, confident, knowledgeable, and students and they have the multiple capabilities also across the discipline. They have the capability, they have the knowledge, they have the skill with which they can survive in the 21st century across the globe. When I studied, I knew only BSc. I did my BSc with botany, zoology, chemistry. Then I did my MSc in zoology and a PhD in zoology. That's all. Not like that. Because if you ask me to do something other than this, it would be difficult for me to do it slightly, because we were never exposed to the sociology, the economics, the yoga, or the languages, and the so many things, which is now being included in this thing. And you will say that, why all these are being included. I think in the points to come, which I will be covering in the next few minutes, perhaps, I will tell you what is the importance of those things. So, you people, the students especially, who are now being benefited by this scheme or this policy, will be far better than the generation to which I belong. Slightly plus and minus before and after me, but you will be an excellent people. You can survive anywhere in the world with the knowledge that you will get. So this is what basically this policy is aimed to produce a vibrant and knowledgeable, vibrant society. Society means then it includes everybody, the young and the old and everybody, the school children, the college and higher education, students in higher education also. So this is the kind of society, a vibrant society, aware society, responding society, questioning people, the individuals who are questioning things, who have challenges and who are addressing the challenges, who are addressing the issues and providing solutions. Such a society, this policy will gradually bring it into this, bring it in. So what were the issues so far that we have been listening? So the 40 years when I was in the university as a university professor, and all those who are listening to this talk, who are participating in it, and those who are teacher also know what were the constants. What happens is, most of the higher education institutions, they are they are single program institutions. You do BSc with physics, chemistry, mathematics, and then you do physics and mathematics, MSc, and then you do PhD, and it ends up. But there is a very narrow stream you move in, and you in the narrow stream you end up also. You started with three subjects, you end up with only one subject. The same thing is true with the biology, the same thing is true with the BA and etc. Other commerce also. So what happens is, you are in a watertight compartment. You can't move from one to another place. Even if you have some liking for the other subjects or the other courses or other areas of interest you have, you can. It was very difficult or not possible to shift to those subjects, because something, you have interest. By the way, by chance you got into commerce, but then later on, and that was a compulsion because of the several constants that you took commerce. But then now say, no, no, not only commerce, we want to do something else also, the application of commerce, or something else which is related to commerce, or something else which is not related to even commerce, distantly related to with the commerce. But with this commerce experience, or with this commerce degree, I can do some other courses also. That is not possible. So that will satisfy your urge for knowledge, your urge for education, your urge for experience and skill and learning, etc. So there were very rigid separation of the courses earlier, and the learning outcome, that was really very poor. I mean, when I did my MSc, I knew only about the cell biology. I knew about the parasitology, that's all, and something about the environment. And if somebody asks me as to what is the implication of the pollution on the economy, the GDP of the country, or what happens if the health aspects of the population that is suffering from it, I never knew about it. The parasitology, like for instance, I never knew about how. I studied parasitology, how it moves and everything, parasites and host and but I didn't know about the what how the society is affected. The social aspect I never studied. The economic aspect I never studied. That is the that so I was in a very narrow field. That is being overcome by this very policy, and you will realize it. I'm not exaggerating. I don't exaggerate. I'm a teacher, so I don't tell lie. I'm not like other teachers also. So this is what I experienced. This is what I have been experiencing when I'm working presently. So these are, and then other point was, the other weakness in the system, the issues were the lack of access to the people, those who are living in far-flung areas, in remote areas, and those who are, socio-economically disadvantaged groups, of the poor people, which cannot afford education. They want the education, they can't. Perhaps these are the people who want it most than the people who are living in the, the middle or lower middle class, the upper middle class family boys and students. These people need more education. They need most, because only then they will come out of the circle of the disadvantage. Otherwise, they will remain there all through their life, and the generations to come too will suffer the same thing. So, this is what is the people in the remote area, they were not able to access it. What are the courses? What is the college? and how to get into these college, how to apply, where to apply. Never, they never knew about it, and this is true because I have heard as an environmental science student. I've been working in the villages also along Narvada. I have studied Narvada for 11 kilometers from its origin, from Amarkantak to Sardar Sarovar Dam, and we used to go to the villages also. I know how inaccessibility they had in terms of in several terms, and the same thing is true for the inaccessibility for education for them also. These were the issues. So this policy has tried to, not tried to, has planning, very robust plan to address these issues, to address this challenge and provide solutions to it. So what this policy envisions, what they have in mind, the first thing this policy had in mind when Professor Dr. Kasturi Rangan had in mind and his team had in mind was that this botany, zoology, physics, chemistry will end up with this thing without knowing as to what is the implication of these courses, or how it is related to several other aspects of life also, um, without knowing this. No, 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 this is not the way. Try to have multidisciplinary higher education system, multidisciplinary
Hmm.
universities, multidisciplinary anything you yeah, multidisciplinary colleges, etc. The college of there is a university of medical, or there is a university of management, or a standalone kind of university, or the standalone kind of institution, or the technical university like we have. The other states also have the technical universities for technical courses, and the medical university. No, no, no. This is not multidisciplinary. They have to now change. There is time frame for it to change to become multidisciplinary. You have to teach other courses also to make it a complete man, a complete woman, a complete personality. So this is what was the first thing. This the vision of this policy is. Then then there should be greater autonomy to the educational system, the higher education system.
Hmm.
Greater autonomy. It should not be under basically the control of the government, the control of the system. No, no, they should have a greater autonomy. With the greater autonomy comes greater responsibility. With the greater autonomy comes the greater, greater responsibility is one thing, and the and you have the duties, the greater awareness and realization of the duties that the education system has to do. But the greater autonomy gives you a lot of advantages are there. Lot of You are free from the constants they are created by the procedures in the government, and this is world over true, not here, even in the if you go abroad also. If you're free from the clutches of the government educational institution, they can work better. There is provided what should happen in the institution, that I will tell you later or after this point. So greater autonomy will give you can innovate. Innovation is one point that has been basically identified here and mentioned in this thing. You means the system, the higher education system can be more creative. You can create things. You can do whatever you think like. I mean, this is not individuals. This is basically a joint decision, a decision of the group that was the academic group that was. You can if you think no, this innovation is very good, and this innovation will benefit students more than any other thing. So this you can innovate. Which I'm from a government university. We know how difficult it is to do something which is different from what has been laid down in the rules. It is very difficult, and that is there. That will now be overcome. That will be taken care of by this policy now gradually. The autonomy will come gradually. It is based on the performance of the system. The government will see the performance of the system, the higher education system, the university or colleges, and then this will be a graded autonomy. Slowly, this autonomy will be given. Once they say, no, this is perfectly all right, the system is, this university is perfectly all right, we'll have full autonomy to work. The government, and of course, definitely the private universities are more autonomous, greater autonomy they have, but they will have autonomy from the rigid rules, regulation of the regulatory bodies also. Then, so the autonomy and innovation is in the pedagogy, the way we teach it, in the curriculum, the how to approach a program or a course, how to complete it, how to achieve the objectives of this course, and the assessment of the student's performance also. The assessment of the student performance has been till few years back. The percentage of marks that you do, say if I have 60%, and somebody has a 65%, he is rated as more intelligent, and more industrious and better than I am because I have 50%. And although it may not be true, perhaps I'm more creative and I'm more analytical and I'm more intelligent than one who is. I means not I, somebody else. Any of the student has less percent doesn't mean this. So this has been eliminated, and this will be eliminated by the system that has been introduced partially, and this will become more perfect with the autonomy that the institutions will now gradually get. But then they can innovate. A lot of things are there. Now, another policy vision is to provide greater access, equity, and inclusion. Access, equity, and inclusion is for everybody, for all these students. I'm addressing students particularly, irrespective of the age of the students, because uh, you know, uh, mm, uh, but especially for those who are socioeconomically disadvantaged, and those who are poor, those who can't afford uh, good quality education. And this policy basically has in mind, has a vision that this has to be eliminated, this has to be overcome. The people, 70% people living in the rural areas, and so their children also, if not 70, slightly less than 70, living in those areas, should not suffer from the lack of access. Equally, like I access any higher education, the benefit of any higher education, they should also be able to do. If they cannot come to the institution will go to them. There are ways to go. There is technology and there are education technology to go to them. So these are the visions of the new education policy. And basically some of the other thing is about other visions are that the new education policy, the GR has to be included. The gross environmental ratio, most of us know, the students also know how much, uh, increasing the number of students who get into higher education. GR for that, I'm addressing basically the higher education people here, both the teachers if they are there and the students who are in the higher education also. So, how to increase the GER to 50% by 2030? But then there is a new vision by Government of India has been given for higher education, and they say no, by 2047 it should be 60%. And in this new vision of 2047, what the higher education is supposed to achieve, I will tell you some other time. Some other time, maybe somewhere in between, I will tell you about it also. So this is the vision of the new education policy. Now, how to achieve it? The major thing is the as I tell you, the all the institutions will be made multidisciplinary institutions. Each university, like the university, like I am studying or I'm teaching, I was teaching and I was studying, they were multidisciplinary. We had large, wide ranging subjects, from Sanskrit to genetics to DNA studies, or to in physics or chemistry. There are areas of superconductivity and whatnot. Everything is taught in such university. They are multidisciplinary university, and now more number of subjects are being added to these universities, like the other universities, like government university in Gujarat also, or in other parts of India. They are multidisciplinary university. But then there are standalone colleges, like this is college for management, or this is college for maybe for this is the university, this is a college for only engineering technologies, for engineering degrees, a program, or this is a university, this is a like we have Rajiv Gandhi Technical University, or there is Abdul Kalam Technical University, and perhaps in Lucknow and UP, and in the state of Gujarat also. They are confined to BTech, MTech, or MBA programs in maybe in CSC or mechanical, and all those streams about it. So these are not multidisciplinary university. The AICT is not gradually devising the ways as to how to make it multidisciplinary university, so that an engineering graduate knows about economics, an engineering graduate knows about sociology, and something, and he can very comfortably relate it to the degree, the basic degree, the core degree that he has done in engineering, as to how, as a civil engineer, uh, society is linked or economics is linked, or he can not only this, there is a soft skill development is also included in this thing. He can study painting, he can study other languages, literature, he can study the music also. Why not? I know Dr. Rajaramanna. Dr. Rajaraman is a top class scientist. He was Rajaraman. Dr. Rajaraman was a very good flute player also, because we had the fortune of seeing Dr. Rajaramanna, Dr. M.G.K. Menon, and several other scientists. They used to come to the State Council of Science and Technology, where I was a frequent visitor also in several programs, so I know about them also. So when Dr. Rajaraman, is top class scientist, speaks and is a very good flute player, and he gets solace, he gets the happiness, he gets the satisfaction in playing flute, and that's why he's a very good scientist. And why can't you be? An student can be a very good engineer or a management expert also, if he satisfies himself by painting or by reading literature or by or by reading poetry or anything. So that's another thing which is included in this very policy of education, new policy of education. You can you can take it as courses, as minor courses, or different courses. There is a division. You can opt it as courses, and all these courses will have credit, which will basically accumulate, add to the total credit that you need to qualify a particular level of national credit framework. So this is how. So this is one way to achieve the equity, accessibility, inclusion. And there are other ways also. There should be flexibility also. Like for instance, as I mentioned you, how flexibility is required. I must be given freedom to choose my subjects, to do a BSc or to do a BA or to do BCom. Let me choose my subjects, the core subjects and the related subjects and the other subjects also. You give me the freedom. I will choose them and then I will study them. And if they are not available in my college, there are a cluster of colleges. The policy has advised the state governments to create, where we can go to other colleges and study these subjects also. If all the subjects not taught in one college, neither in private nor in government colleges, it's very difficult also. I can go to other universities also. That this is the freedom of choosing subjects to complete a degree also. Then I will be satisfied. I'm not bound by physics, chemistry, mathematics, or botany, zoology, chemistry, like this. This flexibility is there. Then there is then the time and pace I can decide. The time and pace I can decide, well, how of the learning, how the time and pace. I want to learn for 1 year. That's all. Not the 3 year or 4 year graduation. I would like to run only 1 year I will study, or only 2 years I will study. Or I will study for 3 years, but in fact, in case if I feel that I'm not able to go ahead with my degree because of my conditions or anything, I can complete in a year's course. I completed 1 year, a period in this course and come out. I can leave it, and then I can come some other time and join it. So this is time and a pace also. There's a pace also. Pace also will come, self-paced kind of thing. There are several ways of learning. So this was the earlier one I told you about, the multiple entry exit system that this policy has provided as the provision. Multiple entry and exit system is, you enter a course, and after completion of a year you can exit it. You have earned credit and you deposit credit in what is called as the National Credit Bank is there. So you deposit that credit in the bank, and when after some time, a few years, you want to come back to do this, complete the same course, you use the same credit to become eligible to get into this course in any university in the country. Although there are number of impediments are there, but they will be overcome in time to come. And then that's why this is the multiple entry exit system is here. And there is a credit bank, National Credit Bank has been created by the University Grants Commission. The entire system, you go through it, there are documents also to understand what it is. It's not, we don't have time to complete everything here, to speak about everything. This is, I'm telling you, the flexibility. There are conditions which compels a student, for something. Oh, no, no, don't do 3 years course, or do 2 years course, or 1 year course, etc. But every time you get a degree, you get a certificate or you get a diploma, or you get a degree, or you get a degree with honors. It depends upon how much time you have spent in that course and how much credit you have earned. And this is the flexibility. This is there. Then there is education technology has also been brought in. There are big platforms of education technologies have been created under different organizations. I don't exactly remember those names. The government has created under the MHRD and the UGC also, and they're developing technology, education technology. And to speak about a few to begin with, of which you're also aware, I am also not much aware. Swayam is one platform. Swayam is something, you choose the subjects from Swayam. Swayam is a list of the various courses which the University Grants Commission has recognized, and each course has credit. So, supposing you have to earn 40 credit in first year or second year, third year, so some of the credits you can get from Swayam also. You do Swayam is a self-paced one. You choose Swayam and you do it. You do it. You study it and then you stop it. You study it, then you stop it, and then at the end of it, you appear in the examination in the test, and then you get the credit. So this is a self-paced program. Swayam. Madam Nehla was telling about the MOOC courses I am associated. I have done all these 10 MOOC courses from different universities. My area is environment and basically water resources. So I've
Hmm.
done all these courses, and each courses was for 3 months or so. And these are self-paced courses. Whenever I used to come back from university, I spent 1 or 2 hours daily in the night to study those courses, and then I appeared in the examination. I qualified also. I failed in one of the papers also. It's very tough. I'm telling you. You have all the literature around you, MOOC courses from other universities. Yeah, but you cannot. So, but then I had a chance to reappear in that paper. I appeared and then got qualified. That was perhaps for the MOOC course by World Bank, I think, that I did. Anyways, so these MOOC courses, same. It's massive open courses, open learning courses. This SYM is the same course. So, and then it is self-paced. You do at your own will, and you have flexibility to choose the courses, and that's why this attracts the students to do such courses. And you can do the ODL also, open distance learning is here. Open distance learning, about like the Indira Gandhi Open University does, and several other open universities of the state government do, and maybe this will come into the traditional universities also, private university also, gradually, provided they qualify and they become eligible to run such courses by their accreditation, um, by NEC and other accreditation agency also. If they can also run the open learning courses are very good. In far-flung areas, if you're sitting, supposing in villages also, you can do. And in the education technology, one of the constants of the was that we didn't have the penetration of internet penetration. So the technology also not, although it was available, it was unable to penetrate into the deeper parts of the country in villages also in the remote area. But the internet facility, fortunately, is good there now. So it, and that's why I was telling you something back. If you're not going to unable to go to the institution HEI, the university will come to you through these technologies. The penetration of internet takes the entire thing, the admission process, the fees deposition process, form filling process, the process to the facilities to know what are the courses available, what is the advantage, who are the teachers, and the courses are ready-made online courses are available. So this is basically facilitating inclusion. Everybody is included. Everybody has access to high quality courses or high quality education programs which are being made available by the higher education institution in the country. This is what, so technology is again is playing very important role in the success of this thing, in the success of uh, the new education policy. So some of the process where now you have about the DigiLocker. I will tell you later on about the
Hmm.
DigiLocker and everything. But then we will come to the how the environment with the optimal learning, because the learning outcome was very poor, as you know. because we have come out from that system. We are from that system. The learning outcome is really worth, because because charity begins at home. Remember, I studied mitochondria, and come out, and then mitochondria, several other things of the mitochondria. I That was something very close to my heart, the subject. But then I still feel I could have learned, and I could have studied more about mitochondria. I could have learned far better, for the better way about the mitochondria, its role, its functions, its uses. It's used in the medicine, it's used in detecting the diseases, etc. That outcome was poor. That, of course, now gradually it is increasing. So now the what is being done? Uh, how much time is left for me? Because the problem is that I take 1.5 hour period, so that habit is very hard to go. Let me
Yeah, so sir,
some 10
you
15.
still, yeah, you still have 10-15 minutes with you. 10 to
That's correct.
15
I'll go
minutes.
faster. No, that is the difficulty with the teachers. So now you have
Yeah.
the optimal. I'll finish it faster. Optimal learning environment has to be created in the system. Like now, optimal learning environment is, the um, you have education technology. Educational technology is available to learn. You have access to information through Google, etc., and the courses also. Then you have better infrastructure being created under this policy. One of the objectives: create better infrastructure, better research infrastructure, better teaching infrastructure, and train the teachers also. Train the teachers so that they can keep pace with the recent developments in their area of teaching and expertise, or in the country and outside the country also. So this is what the better learning and thing. And then there is autonomy allows, and there is autonomy not only to the system, autonomy is to the students also. The teaching is now student centric, it's not the teacher centric. So if
Hmm.
you are creative, you can create, you can learn better, you can innovate, you can debate, you can discuss. This is the teaching environment. A better learning environment is being created now, these both. And then what has been eliminated is that Ram has 60% and the Sham has 70%. So Ram and Sham are discriminated in the society, and that is now being eliminated. No, it is criteria based. You have graded, you know about it. You have grade from O to, A, A and A, B, C, D, etc. And that corresponds to a range of percentage and range of credits also. So this is the criteria base. So what is my performance today and what was my performance some time back, that can be very well assessed. Assessment is very important. Assessment, now in the education policy, it is proposed also that assessment is not only manual. The teacher does. I can become biased, and I cannot properly assess. So assessment is also supported by technology also. Assessment is also supported by the way I examine you, the students. I test you. So there are ways of assessment also. So that's why a better optimal learning environment has been created here. And then about the holistic education is very important. As you know, मैं थोड़ा जरा फास्ट बढ़ूंगा because I come from उज्जैन. उज्जैन में क्या है, थोड़ा बहुत हिंदी भी चलेगा, तो I'm हिंदी स्पीकिंग प्राइमरली. वहाँ कृष्ण जी सांदीपनि आश्रम में कृष्ण जी ने पढ़े थे. तो कृष्ण जी को कहते हैं वो 64 कलाएं आती थी उनको. पूरी 64 कलाएं आती थी. 64 कलाएं और 16 मैं भूल रहा हूँ क्या. तो 64 कलाएं है ना, these 64 arts, these are basically, this is also, if you learn these 64 art, you are a complete man, like Krishna. I'm telling you, the complete person, that personality. So, I do not know how many of you have studied कल्हान की वो कादम्बरी पे कल्हान की, अगर आप लोगों ने पढ़ी हो तो, although it's a different kind of novel, but that was कादम्बरी says कि an education will be a very good education if these 64 arts are being taught in the education. And that is why, and Samved also mentions somewhere. I have not studied Samved, but I have studied about Samved. Samved says कि अगर संगीत का ज्ञान नहीं है, अगर पेंटिंग का ज्ञान नहीं है, अगर ये सब ज्ञान नहीं है, तो आदमी पशु से बहुत अलग नहीं है. इसलिए ये सामवेद भी कहता है, ये कलाम की तरंगी तो बहुत बड़ा राइटअप, बहुत बड़ा वो है, क्रिएशन है वो, तो ये सब कहते हैं. एंड दैट्स व्हाई दिस पॉलिसी आल्सो इंक्लूड्स ऑल दीज थिंग्स. When you do your graduate courses, you study all these things. You can choose. A large number of such courses are available with different number of credits. You can do this thing. So this is called as holistic education. It doesn't confine to only botany, zoology, physics, chemistry, right? This is another very good quality of this. Now there is flexibility. I already told you about the flexibility. If you are flexible, you can survive. If you are rigid, you will fail at some stage. This is what happened. This happens. Flexibility means, uh, so the system is flexible, not your. The system is flexible, allows you flexibility to choose how you want to study, how you want to learn, what you want to learn, when you want to learn, and how much you want to learn. This flexibility is there. You can do tuning degrees. You can do 2 degrees. You can tuning degrees, half from this country, half from some other country, etc. There are a lot of choices are there. Then CBCS system, of course, is there. Credit based system is there. And then I will tell you about something about there are there are programs of the typical university mainstream program, BSc, MSc, MA, MSc. There are programs which are basically the vocational program, which are called skill based program. There are programs which are vocational programs. So all for all these three four
Hmm.
types of programs, framework has been the national qualification framework has been created by the government of India. And this programs basically allows you as to how to complete a course in these three various in skill, in vocation, and in the mainstream courses also, and how one can switch over from one to another. This is the beauty of this thing. There's a national credit framework has been created. Most of you must have studied this national credit framework. Says it has got levels, NSQF and NCRF level, that is called as national skill qualification and national credit framework. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Level 5, supposing, is a first year of a graduate degree course. So it is the first year of a science and arts, a commerce and engineering and a vocational course of first year, which is taught in the university, and so much time you have to spend to earn so much credit. And if somebody who's doing a vocational course wants to come to a mainstream second year, so he should earn the number of credits so much that makes him eligible to get into second year of the main the main national scheme, right, of the courses like we have done. So from vocation to the mainstream courses he can enter, and so on and so forth. If you do, because I have to read it daily to allow to to clear the ordinances of very courses, etc. We have got an skill university also opened in the state. A lot of study we have to do. Slightly credit framework changes here. This is the beauty which allows you to study anything you like to do. Then about the quality education. For the quality education is very important thing, very important part for it. Very good research infrastructure is being created. There are research universities, there are degree granting in the research universities, there are simple universities which will also have a very good the research structure, because if good research is done, there will always be good teaching, and that's why the research cannot be ignored. And this is one of the areas where basically the efforts are being made to create good infrastructure research. Funds are being created, are being made available to these universities gradually depending upon the performance of the universities. And then of course a good teachers, the teachers training is very important thing, is also part of this course. So if you have good teachers, you have good infrastructure for teaching and research, definitely a very good quality of education will come out. um, and this is what basically something which I wanted to tell you. The number of things, I'm surrounded by a lot of literature here, and the thick, but that will that will make the topic bore. And this is all I wanted to speak of. And if you have some question, I will try. I don't promise that I will answer it and I will satisfy you, but with little knowledge experience I have, I will try to answer your questions and tell you something
Yes,
about
sir.
it.
Yes, sir. So after your talk, what I know understand related to NEP is that it provides large scale reforms in higher education, aiming to bring in more flexibility, shifting the focus from exam centric to holistic, and a lot of experiential, clear cut provision of entry, exit options, key synchronization of those vocational subjects, portability of academic results, so that students can avail multidisciplinary aspects and be a part of things that they actually enjoy, at the same time have skills developed so that they can switch from one subject to the other depending on what kind of career they want to. So sir,
Yes.
it looks really beautiful when we describe the information and the way the dream has been planned. But what our teachers and we are facing, the problem is that there is no proper mention about executing and implementation, and or the plan is not clearly been depicted how this whole policy should be included or taken forward in the in the terms of execution. So what is your say on that? Because everybody is struggling presently, like how they should make appropriate changes so that they can justify the guidelines of this national policy.
Right. What we have done is to start with, as I said, this state under the leadership of the chief minister, present chief minister, was the first to, when he was education minister, was the first to implement this education policy. We started from the undergraduate courses, from the BA, BSc, BCom, and then we have framed the we have decided, first of all we identified what should be the total credits to complete a graduate course, a 3 years course and 4 years course. Also 3 years course is a BA BSc simple, a 4 years course is an honors course, or a course with research, right? So this is what we planned. So for you have a major course, you have a minor course, and then you have you also do the attachment, social work, and some internship also, and some project works also. uh, and this is how a course has been divided broadly, with different amount of credits allocated to these courses. And then the idea is that you have to do a graduate course. You need, if it's 3 years you have to study, you need 40 credits in each year. First year 40, second year and third year. So 120 course, you do a 3 years degree. But if you want to do a fourth year degree, which is an honors degree, you have to earn for another 40 credits. So it is 160 credits. You complete your 4 years honors course, undergraduate honors course. Like, this is how we have done it. Now, what are the courses, and what course a biology student can take? What course a commerce student, what an arts humanities student can take those courses? And this is all can be done by the board of studies also. For details, of course, you can refer to the guideline of the University Grants Commission. What are the major subjects? What are the minor courses? What are the other courses? There are clear guidelines given by them. But of course, definitely, I can't speak on behalf of the state government, but definitely as an individual, I can tell that we have all those things which can help you in developing those courses at undergraduate level to implement this policy to begin with. And how, and right, and then now we have the DigiLocker. There is a recent locker. We have the multiple entry exit system also. This is for those who will those students who will now take admission will be admitted in the new system, not for those who are studying in the old system, right? But they cannot, perhaps they cannot avail of this system. So you admit the student, let them study for first year. They do first year. They want to say, no, no, we have earned 40 credits or 30 credits, whatever, and we want to leave. I cannot study because of some condition. Okay, you leave it. We'll give them a certificate course, but there should be some specialization is always there. In first year, not only I did botany, zoology, chemistry, and I came out. No, some kind of skill is also there, which is the part of the syllabus, which is part of the course that I pursue. And so when I why I get a certificate, because I have some skill, I developed some skill in 1 year period, which I did. And then I deposit my credit in the credit bank. There's a credit bank, the state government is responsible for it, they create it. It is with the UGC, of course. You get ID number, etc. So UGC has created it. The state government makes the policy for it. Then, if I want to come back, I will come back to the second year. I'll get admission in the second year, and I will do second year of my undergraduate degree. And then again, I see no, 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 no. After 2 years, I have come. Okay, no, I can't, continue further. Then I will leave this after completing second year. I will leave this another 40 credits or 30 credits. 40 is the maximum, whatever credits I have, and I will deposit it again in the in the credit bank, and I will do some job. I can do anything, and after 2 years, I can again come back to do my, and it's so on and so forth. They can, you can do it in third year, you can do it in the fourth year also, like this. This is how it is basically done. I think, I don't know whether I'm able to really explain it to you or not. This is how it is being done.
Yes, yes.
And then I get the credit. And the same thing is applicable for the those who do 4 years of undergraduate course, be a BSc, they can do 1 year PG course in 1 year. And those who do 3 years of undergraduate course, they have to do PG of 2 years PG. This is what is basically the spirit of it. So you start with, you do with the graduate courses, undergraduate courses, and after 3 years or 4 years, you will have the students who will ask, we want to do PG, and after 4 years or in this period, you can plan for the fourth year also. This is what can easily be done with the, the digi locker or the multi entry exit system or the credit bank. This is all UGC created. So the state government
Yeah.
ties with the UGC and provides the system to the various universities. This is how
Yeah.
can be done, I
So,
think.
sir, I
Yeah,
yeah, I would take up few more questions which are there in the chat box. So there is one
yeah.
question by Dr. Ranjit Singh Devkar. He's asking, in this new scenario of NEP, sir, what is your idea about good research?
Excellent. This is the excellent opportunity for research. I mean, when the government starts thinking that research is an important thing, there should be research university. There should be integral research. Should be integral part of the traditional universities also. Extra funding should be done. Fund should be mobilized for it, and exclusively research university should be there. Then the when the government thinks in its policy, research is very important. The opportunities will be there, and there will be more funds available at the level of perhaps different agencies also. And the university grant, the government is going to create a separate, there's I didn't tell you about, this will be now the higher education commission, under which various agencies will work. There will not be, all the agencies will come under this commission. So there is one commission will be of like the commission for granting funds to universities for research and development activities. So that will be available for research funds. And then perhaps apart from it, there are various ministries, which are making funds available to the teachers even today, like DST is there, DBT is there, Ministry of Environment, Department of Earth Science, and CSIR. UGC itself used to give, now they are not giving much. And number of the ICR is there. So because I got projects from all these agencies, a number of projects, so I know these are the university. The only thing is you should have a skill, in the good skill, and you should have basic infrastructure, and you have demonstrated research experience and quality. These funding will be available to you in a far better and easier way than what we had. I'm telling you,
Okay.
some
Okay.
researchers. Yes.
Okay, so sir, the next question is that it has been asked by Satya. There is he says that science colleges do not have sufficient lab and equipments to do research, and they are going to offer. They say that they are going to offer BSc honors with research. So, would that be possible?
Yeah, this will be possible. How it's going to be possible is, all the facilities are not available in one college. So there is a cluster of colleges. A cluster of colleges is created by the state government. I'm telling about the government colleges. And there is a lead college also. There's a PG college also, where more facilities are available, and the facilities are different types of facilities, different kinds of facilities are available in different colleges in one cluster. So this research aspect of teaching can be done in different colleges, and this is responsibility of the principal of these colleges how to manage and arrange it. Like the teaching is also be done. All the subjects are not taught in one college, so the students have to go to different colleges in a cluster, where they will be taught about those subjects also. So the same thing is true for the, because it is slightly difficult to create all the facilities in one college and then duplicate it for the college next door or in the same city. So like for instance, we have a project from Department of Biotechnology. I was the team leader. We have a big, very big front in Crores. We have created infrastructure facility in my department, and all the teachers were involved in it, and the life science professors in this program. And we have created, now the idea, the department, the DBT says, this facility should be made available to the other college teachers and students also if they want to use it.
Hmm. Hmm.
This is what we did some 5 years back. So the same principle will apply to this thing now, right?
Okay, so there is another question that there no doubt that NEP is aiming in providing a holistic education, but what is your say about employment and job security?
Yeah, there are skill based courses out there. We do simple BSc or we do skill courses. Today itself we have passed some uh, 30 40 ordinances in the meeting that I was attending, approximately, where we have now a new skill university in the state, and they have submitted their ordinances for the skill day. And these, the title is BSc, BCom, BBA, etc., but these are skill courses. Now the skill courses are basically, uh, these courses, any degree program has identified this is the skill which will be imparted to the students in 3 years period. Identified skill, and also identified job role, that this course will make ready the students for these job roles in the
Hmm.
industries with this skill. Skill, identified job roles. And then they will teach BSc electronics with the job roles and skill, or BSc biotechnology, or BSc or a BA banking, or BBA logistic. Job
Hmm.
role is identified and the skill is identified. So at the end of the course, the learning outcome will be solid, will be very clear. This student is ready for this kind of job with this skill. The credit system of these skill courses is slightly different from the routine courses, or the routine BSc or the traditional BSc. In the traditional BSc, the credit distribution is different, but here the credit distribution is 60% credit is given to the practical work, skill development work, the work which involves working of attachment of students in industry, the work which where they do projects with the industries or with the entrepreneurs or in the field, in order to learn the skill and develop the skill. And also their assessment of such courses is done by, there are sector skill councils, there are large number of sector skill councils, there are large number of the assessor or their certified assessors of skill out there, who assess whether the student has really developed those skills or not. So these courses are the skill courses, which can be done by the traditional universities also, and which is done by the skill universities also. So this is the job employment it creates, and this is the skill courses. You do BSc in some course which is a skill course, but if you do a simple BSc also, it also has the skill component integrated into it. It also have the learning outcome, defined learning outcome. This is all a student will learn after first year, second year, and third year and fourth year. This is there identified. This is not a simple, the syllabus and curriculum will also be different from what we have studied with. Yes.
Yeah. So, sir, there is a question right on the curriculum that what about the quality of the syllabus? Don't you think that UGC itself should frame a common syllabus for all these instructions?
No, 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 no. The syllabus, how can you see? If you go to Kerala, or if you go to Ladakh, or if you go to any such Andaman Nicobar, or Daman Div, or in Madhya Pradesh, the heartland, the requirement is different. So let the people, local people, develop the syllabus. It should be need based. It should be requirement based syllabus. So there should be autonomy. It will be centralized otherwise. And if it is centralized, then you can't do anything. Like, you have to decide everything about you. But I cannot do what Jammu Kashmir, the Jammu Kashmir needs. I do not know. It's an extreme environment they live in. I live in a different environment, so their syllabus will different and meeting their requirement. This is the basic thing. Right.
Yeah. So, sir, one question is related to earning credits from multiple colleges. So, if a student earns credits from multiple colleges and then obtains the degree as per NEP, but then that credit is going to create multiple discrepancies in workload in the respective college they will be appointed. So, what is your opinion regarding that?
You know, well, there was some problem in the voice. What was the
Yeah,
question?
I'll repeat the question. A student earning credit from multiple colleges and then obtaining the degree, but that credits no discrepancies in workloads in the respective colleges. What is your opinion about it?
Discrepancies. I don't
Yeah,
think there will be discrepancies in the workload, because this is very, very meticulously designed things. The student doesn't design it; it is the principal's responsibility to design things. That if the group of students is are coming from different colleges for different for the research work, for the project work, to do a course or a paper, to make it available to those students. He will be allowed to sit in that class, which is the class or the subject not taught in his college. He will be allowed to go and sit there. Of course, there is a limitation, because something being done in Ahmedabad, and if he says I'm going to Baroda for such, it's not possible.
exactly,
Right?
exactly.
You have
So,
to
what
do
I
it.
understand from the question is that we also will have to then change the requirements for employability of such students in future.
Yes, employability, but employability
See,
perhaps will not.
presently, we are recruiting people on the basis of PhD and their no experience in the job. But then when you have multiple backgrounds coming up during your
Yeah.
no work, and you are coming with certain degree, then you need to change the qualification part in the employability also.
Uh, as far as eligibility for some job is concerned, the qualification is concerned, if you do a course from multiple colleges, like your main degree you're doing from one college where you are basically enrolled, but then apart from this main college where you are enrolled, you are doing some studies, or completing some paper or courses from five different colleges also. Diversity is always good. Diversity shows health and healthy system. You have diverse kinds of experience. You have diverse kinds of, the teaching learning experiences also, and the facilities available and everything. You will always be benefited by studying in four different colleges. Because what, for the entire 2 years period, if I do MSc in the same college, sitting in the same college, class, being taught by the same teacher, is one thing. But with the same MSc I do from four different colleges, that will benefit me with a different type of teachers, different type of their experience and facilities they have, that I will be exposed to and I will be benefited by. I will be far better than somebody who's studying in the same institute or same college, I'm telling you. um, but then I get the same degree with somebody who's studying in the same college, get the BSc. I'm studying in one major college and four additional college, I also get the BSc. Both have got BSc, and the qualification is we are eligible for a BSc, for a position which requires a BSc degree. But I will definitely be better because I have diversity. Diversity is always good. As a student of biology, we know about that will always be good, and that's why the twinning degree is being done. You do some degree from Ahmedabad University or Baroda University or University in Surat, and some degree from some Delhi University or BHU, or go to some university abroad also. That is provision to go to abroad. You earn credit, come back from here. You will get the degree from this university, or you will get the degree from both the university. There is also a system, for instance, twinning or something. You get degree from degree in Florida, University of Florida, and University of Surat. You have done BSc from the degree. So that is always good. I think there won't be any discrepancy. Absolutely not. But what matters is the hours that you have spent in completing a course and the credit that you have learned to become eligible to qualify. Sorry, this is what
Yes,
is there.
yes. So I think Satya, sir has already answered your question that you are asking related to teachers' availability. appointment as per recent system. I think he has already covered it, so I'm not picking up that particular question of yours. Sir, one last question to go on with is that India is known for and was known for students with lot of fundamental clarity in a particular subject. Our students have
Yeah.
already always gone abroad with a lot of theoretical fundamental clarity about a particular subject, and now national education policy is bringing up a holistic overall education system wherein they are supposed to undergo multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, no flavor of different subjects. So would no this kind of shift would not make them fundamentally weaker, because you're not allowing them to focus on one thing, but you're putting lot of things in their plate, and maybe they would not achieve an expertise in one particular subject.
I was also earlier skeptical about it. There's so much emphasis on skill, skill, skill. If I have not studied, supposing basics of the how DNA replicates, and what the DNA
Exactly.
consists of, and what is the structure of DNA. How will I do something about how if I have a skill of operating something like some sequencing? I know how to run a sequencer. I will run a sequencer and give the results, and this is what is. But I do not know what I have done, what sequencing I have done, sequencing of what molecule I have done, how it consists of. That is not there. There are major courses that you offer, and these major courses are the courses in which you do your PhD. These major courses are the courses which you study at length in a deeper way. That is done for all 3 4 years. These are major courses. Then there are minor courses which are related to it also, but that you should know. But I know that, for instance, I'm a zoologist. I know how fish works, but then I do not know about the algae, what algae is, because how algae, what is the relationship between an algae and a fish. So that's why I take supposing botany in minor, and I know about what the primary productivity is, what it consists of. It consists of then the algae is involved, the plants are involved in it, and then the oxygen is involved in it, and this is how the fish needs all these things. So in the minor I have to study, but the fish I will study in detail. The genetics I will study in detail in major courses, and then since the teachers will now be trained far more than we were trained. Specific plans are there to train the teacher. There are specific plans to create very good infrastructure of research in the institutes also, and that is why once there good research, there will be good knowledge, there will be good teaching, and all the fundamentals of the subject, your primary subject, which you have opted as a major subject, will be taught to you. They will not be compromised. If
Yes.
there's compromise here, then the creating research universities, or tying up with the foreign universities, or opening another 100 or 500 new universities, foreign universities in the country, will be defeated, because they will never entertain me, neither as a student to admit, nor as a teacher to give me a job in their university. And that is why good research is required. I'm telling you, when a teacher is interviewed for a university especially, they ask me, okay, what have you done, how many papers have you, how many PhDs you have produced. Right up to you become an associate professor, a professor, they never ask you how much you have taught and what have you taught, how many publications we have, papers in the national journal, international journal, then PhD, how many, the research projects you have done. This is what the entire interview revolves around, and this is what is the basis of selection of a teacher in universities normally, and this is true in the public service commissions also, for when selecting teachers for colleges. Yeah, this is what, and that's why there will be extra emphasis on research now, by opening universities, creating infrastructure. So I do not know, I don't think, and this will definitely be not there, that they will be compromising with the basic science or fundamental science study. Perhaps these students will understand DNA better than what I understood. Perhaps I'm telling you, this is true.
Yes. So, friends, those colleges, institutes, organizations who are there to kick off the basic subjects from the majors, please, this is alarming. It's not for no removing the basic subjects like chemistry, physics, mathematics,
Never,
botany,
never.
zoology. You are supposed to include them in the measures and continue the degree for your bright future of your students. Like I so personally have gone through number of institutes wherein if they are teaching biotechnology, they are removing animal science and plant science from the measures, which is really a havoc for students to study the subject further. You can't do biotechnology unless you have botany, zoology into your basics. So that is the reason I put forth this question to you.
So there you may strike. You have to strike a balance between the skill development courses and the courses which will lead you to research. If you do 4 years undergraduate courses, that is fourth year is honors with research also, and then you can take up research as a PhD degree after doing your 1 year of PG, or sometimes perhaps they are changing rules. If you have done 4 years, fourth years of research and graduate, you don't have to do PG. You can directly come to research. And that's why, and those who want to do skill development courses, they are different kind of courses, with a different, this is again BSc, or this is BVOC,
Yes.
MVOC also, vocational courses. But then there is a BSc with, we have cleared it. BSc with electronics, BSc with biotechnology, BSc with several other things also, with identified roles. So I told you, job roles and skill they will develop. It's like, if in a fighter pilot, the moment he completes his training, you can ask him, "Well, this is your plane, and this is you, and these are the bombs loaded. You will go and bombard Pakistan. This is the location you have to do." He will not ask you. He will not anything. He will sit in the plane and go and do it. Come back. This is the learning outcome and the skill that they have developed. This is the kind of things we need to develop. Like,
Yes, sir. So it was really wonderful to have you on the floor and gain so much of insights from your talk. And hopefully, the people who have joined with us, they must have also taken up notes for further implementation of NEP into their institutes and organization. So on that note, sir, we close down today's session, and we really are grateful to you that you spend such lovely, wonderful time for us and out of your no such heavy schedule, particularly for the day. So we would like to listen to you more into our other series program. So I'll personally come back to you, and maybe we can talk about your own journey related to zoology, how it has been as a profession for you in our next series. Till then,
thank
thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everybody,
you.
for being present.
Thank you for the patience
Thank you.
also. They have listened to me. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Good night,
Good.
everybody. Good night.